You know what you are? Is you're just one of these snowflakes that doesn't like healthy competition. Like you just, I bet you also think everybody should get a fucking trophy.
Participation trophy guy?
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
I bet you wish everybody fucking did, dude. Sean, this cold weather, I'm already digging it. I don't like the rain.
The rain sucks. We're in New York. We had 4 days of rain. Every time it rains this long, when I was a kid, I don't know if you would have watched this. Well, it was a film strip. That's how old I am. We used to watch film strips when I was a kid.
I didn't do that.
And one of them was based off a Ray Bradbury story about a school of kids.
I love Ray Bradbury.
Okay, so there's a story where all the kids, they pick on this girl, and then like they're all like kind of bullying her. It's like an early bullying thing where
hilarious. Is she like a big loser?
Anyway, they ends up putting her in the closet in the school. I think it's supposed to be in England or something. And the point of this world, whatever's going on in this world, the sun only comes out for like 10 minutes, I think like once a year out of nowhere. It's never out, the sun. And while she's in there, the sun comes out and all the kids get to frolic in the sun. The flowers bloom and it only lasts like an hour tops, whatever it is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Not for her.
No, it sucks for her, but
yeah.
It's nice the kids get to have
So
some
then the
fun.
whole point is that then it's discovered, the teacher discovered she was in the closet and the class gets chastised. And then at the end, she comes back in the class. Everybody's all sad that they forgot that she was in the closet. So they walk over, almost like the Jersey scene from Rudy. They come over and just give her all the flowers.
Oh, that's
similar to the Jersey. You know
but
what I'm
it's
saying?
not enough. She missed the 10 minutes of
the
sun for the year.
So when it rains
You
for
think about
5
her.
days straight, I'm like, the sun's never coming back out.
Have you ever bullied anybody growing up?
Yeah, they were an autistic kid. Well, hear me out. It's before we knew what that was. It wasn't autistic. It was Asperger's, which is now autism, under the same umbrella. And it's this kid that I won't say his name, but it was like I was in second grade, and it was like I think in my mind I had it like I knew it was picking on him a little bit. We used to chase him around.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like a half a game as well, because I never wanted to be evil like that. But I think it was like mob mentality or something with this group of kids. So that's the only time I remember like really bullying somebody.
That's not that big of a deal.
And then as I got older, I realized, I think he has Asperger's.
Yeah, and then you really ramped up the bullying.
Yeah, then I was 23. I chased him down the block when I was 23 years old.
You know, I never I didn't bully a ton, but I do. This is what I was thinking about with that girl when you were talking about the girl from that story.
Yeah.
Ray Bradbury story.
Yeah.
There was this girl in grade school, and would she just have a chill?
I burped and it went through my nose, so I had a giant chill.
That's good. That's a good fucking reason to halt the show. There was this girl, and she smelled. She stunk. In like the 3rd and 4th grade, she was a stinky girl.
Very common.
And as a kid, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but as a kid, I knew why she smelled. I knew that she didn't smell because of her, because she just had bad hygiene. She was she was poor. She grew up she had a rough home life, clearly.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't be
like
mean
Dookie
to her.
in The Wire.
Yeah. Like I have cousins like this and shit. Like I'm not gonna be mean to this girl.
Right.
But because I was the only one that wasn't mean to her, the teacher sat me next to her stinky ass all the time. Was like, oh, Ray's nice to her, and I was like, God, come on, man. Like I don't get anything for
no
I'm being nice already, and now you're sitting me next to the fire.
No payoff for being a good guy in that situation.
And I was like,
instead of the teacher chastised the other kids for making fun of her because she smelled.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
the kids would all be reprimanded for what they were doing, right?
Yeah.
But nobody wanted to sit by her. I mean, it was to the point where I can't even remember her name, but let's just say Jessica.
Yeah.
They would do oh, you got the Jessica touch. I accidentally touched her. You got the Jessica touch.
Yeah.
You're gross. And I didn't play the game because I thought it was mean. I was like, okay, this girl fucking, she got some. What we're doing to her right now is pretty rude, but it's like the last thing she needs after what she probably deals with at home.
That's
right?
a really, really mature take for like a little kid.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up fast, and but then I have to sit next to her, and she did smell bad, yo.
So, but what was the radius? Was it like so the whole room wouldn't smell? It was kind of immediate, like right there.
Definitely where we're sitting, it stunk, and I would say maybe they're about 3 feet.
It was your ground zero.
Yes, it was my 9/11, but like so like they were desks were in twos. So her and I were sitting like me and you were sitting right now, and imagine if I like shit my pants right now, you'd know, and you wouldn't be thrilled. You wouldn't want to finish the pod.
I wouldn't be able to.
And you probably giving people the Ray touch.
Well, let me ask you this. Speaking of smells.
Yeah.
What's worse? You're in a room and the person farts in the room and it's like discovered. So it's like you're like they farted and you're waiting for the effect to happen. And you're like, "Oh, come on, man." Or they don't tell you and then out of nowhere they discover it themselves. Those are two are hand in hand. Or what's worse? You walk into a room that somebody farted, and then you hit like a wall. Like you hit it. You know, there's no bracing yourself. There's no build up to it. There's no like, you know what I'm saying? And the other side of things, even if you don't know they farted, and then I don't know where it comes, it's not hitting you like you're just like when you're like in action walking into it.
I mean, I can't really think of a time that I've walked into one like that.
Oh, I have.
Really?
Yeah, Megan did recently. It wasn't me. It was somebody else recently. She walked into a room and she got like just completely bombarded by a fart. That already had happened. Like the damage was already done and it was lingering. And she came in and she was like, she couldn't stay in the room. She had to leave the room.
I remember I took a girl out years ago when I was in Pittsburgh back when I would like pick people up to like go somewhere like on a date.
Yeah.
And right when she gets out of my car, I farted in the car, like, you know, one of those like, right? And then I see her running back towards the car, and I was like, what the fuck is she doing? You know, like it was one of those things.
You
like,
let out?
Like, I let the fart out, and then I went to like check something like in my glove box. Or I did something. I forget what I did. There was a reason I didn't leave right away. Maybe I was trying to be a gentleman and like make sure like she got in.
Yeah.
But I just remember her doubling back, and I was like, what the fuck do I do? You know, like fake wafting.
It's a Tim Robbins sketch.
Yeah, and
Tim Robinson. Yeah.
And she forgot something in my car. She's like, oh my God, I forgot. I was like, yeah, it's in. Hold on, I'll get it for you. And I like grabbed it and took it out.
So crisis averted.
But I was like, God damn it.
I could just picture Tim Robinson going, what the fuck is she doing? That happened so much on that show. I think you should leave. When he's in the car, he's like, she's coming back in the car. What's going on?
Why is she doing that?
And then the bit on the sketch would be she comes back over, taps on the window, and you're just staring straight forward, not
pretending
responding.
like you don't know her. Yeah.
Speaking of media and television and movies, that's a good little segue. Can I give you a hot movie tape that we can talk about before we get to our sections today?
Yeah.
Because we have two. We got a quick jerk for you guys, and we have, dude, you'll like this.
I think it's polite that you're asking. You could just say it.
What?
You could just say it. Say your hot take. Let me fucking hear it.
Here we go.
I guess.
Rewatched Inglourious Bastards.
Yes.
Eli Roth is the weakest freaking link of that movie. He brings down the average of that movie. His little interaction you have with Eli Roth, how cool the Bear Jew role could have been, and this motherfucker shits the bed. That's my take. That would have been a legendary role.
His acting is really bad when he's doing the like baseball announcing.
Do you know who that was supposed to be, right?
Me.
Adam Sandler.
Really?
Yes. The Bear Jew and Inglourious Bastards was supposed to be Adam Sandler. And he had to turn it down because I guess it got delayed or something. You know how movies have that happen. And he had to do funny people instead.
Would he have done the voice?
He goes, ooh, I'm going to turn the head. So
you're going to die, clown.
Yeah, we would have been that guy. Here's the thing. Because Megan saw it for the first time last night. We watched it. She loved it.
Loved it.
It's so good. It's the highest end Tarantino movie, the most mature Tarantino movie there is.
Which is why it's not my favorite.
Amazing acting. It's the most beautifully shot Tarantino movie. So many great lines in the movie. So many great characters in the movie. And Bear Jew would have been among those if it wasn't for Eli Roth. Eli Roth. Yeah, Eli Roth.
He's a director.
He's a director, but he obviously acts as well. Man, oh man. Think about how many dudes you could have gotten to play that would have been that much better. Even no names. Get a no name that's like badass. It could have made a career. That scene, because here's the thing. I also have a sneaking suspicion that the one with the general, when he's by there and he's like, I get the medal for bravery. That scene where they're like they just killed a bunch of the Nazis, and the guy comes over and he won't give them this places on the map. It's like one of the first bastard scene of the movie. I also have a sneaking suspicion that scene was longer when it was supposed to be Adam Sandler or somebody else. I think when he comes in, he goes, "Oh, Teddy Williams on the mound, on the batter's box," and he's shitting the bed. I bet you there was a lot more cooler beats to that scene in his part, and they just edited down to whatever they could get.
You're not wrong,
because
it is
also
weird
how they talk about him in the script. With the legend of the Bear Jew, and then he comes out, and then the rest of the movie, Megan's watching. She goes, "You're right. I hate this guy. His face just sucks."
And he's you're right. He is too limited for like as cool of a character.
It should have been such a. Also, the way they did, like there's something about him that you're like, I don't buy that you're this crazy guy, this crazy burly guy.
It shouldn't be item number 14 that you think about when you think of that movie. It should be like top 5.
Exactly.
Like, that little cameo by Sandler, or like, yes. I can't see him in the role though.
I think he might have had an issue, but he might have made it his own. He would have made it his own and knocked it out of the park more than this guy did.
Which Sandler would you like to, if you had to choose an already like a character of Sandler's?
Punch Drunk Love, when he freaks out, Sandler.
Really?
I never see that.
That's PTA, right?
It's PTA.
What about Waterboy Sandler? My mom said that you're the reason for the Holocaust isn't good. That's some high quality H2O. That's the one I would want.
Yeah, no, but for real, I'd want a good freak out, like you don't want like Billy Madison in the bath, Sandler. Where he's like, shampoo is better.
No, I would want Happy Gilmore snapping out.
But even that's a little too comical.
Yeah.
Even that has too much Jersey in there, too mumuch. I guess they do want Jersey in it because a lot of the guys are supposed to be East Coast. They're all supposed to be like Jews from
now.
New York,
Brad Pitt rips it in that movie. He's phenomenal.
He's awesome. And he goes, our business is Nazi killing. He goes, and brother and cousin, business is a booming.
Nazis.
There's also a great Nazis. He calls them Nazis the whole time. And at the end he goes, Buongiorno. Like he just has like the worst. But here's another great thing is kind of a bookended thing I never picked up until last night. When, the opening scene, we've talked about this. I don't know if it was me and Andy or me and you. Top 10 opening scenes.
To a movie ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
It's its own movie. It's its own mini movie. But when Shoshana's running away, and he's going, au revoir, Shoshana. Like, and it's like one of the most evil things. She's covered in blood. Her family just got murdered, and he's smiling, this giant beam smile, and she's running down the field, and he's yelling to her, right? And at the end, right before, spoiler alert, she burns down the theater, or Marcel burns down the theater. He goes, "Oui, Shoshana." Like it's like, and he throws the cigarette and hits all the celluloid, and it goes up.
Yeah,
I think those are beginning and end on purpose. Yeah. I gotta
rewatch.
It's.
I haven't watched it in
great.
so long.
It's so good. It's worth a rewatch. Definitely. It's so good.
I had a take for you, and I just forgot it. Went in my head and right fucking out my asshole.
Talking about farts. Movie fart.
That was a movie fart. No, it's he's such a good villain in it. That anytime he does anything with Tarantino, I think he's won an Academy Award. Christoph.
Did he win 2?
He won for Django too.
He's so good. The other thing, Megan brought up a great point. She goes, because I saw Django first, I was expecting him to be a good guy. She kept expecting Hans Landa to turn into like to turn and go, actually, no, forget about it. I'll help you guys, and not just be evil.
I used to do that bit all the time. Like when I would see Sally Field on TV, I'd be like, "There's the bitch that won't let Robin Williams see his kids. Yeah, dress up in fucking drag to go have breakfast with his son."
You were like typecasted.
Yeah,
Sally Field in your head.
I just think everybody is who their character is. That's what I was gonna say. Did I ever tell you the thing about Brad Pitt in that movie? Me and my brother's gag.
Possibly, but say it again.
He ended up on. So Brad Pitt was on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine with that mustache, and he looked real weird. Like it's not like a great picture of him, and he looked like my Uncle Marky. And we were laughing so much because I used to randomly get Rolling Stone for some reason.
Yeah.
So me and my brother, I forget who started this, but cut out the picture of just his head and like put it on cardboard. And we started hiding it places where the other would find it, like to surprise with his Brad Pitt head.
Yeah.
To the point where like one time he put it on the seat of my car when I came out, and it was like in my driver's seat. I brought it to Mexico with us, and when he went up to the buffet, it was sitting under the napkin on his plate.
That's funny.
He's like put it in Christmas presents he's given me. Like so, like when I like flip open the lid, it's Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
We've had Brad Pitt under the toilet lid.
You still do it?
Yeah, like I've mailed it to him. And so we lost Brad for a while, and then he just recently got a new Brad. Like I think he went through like the channels to like order a fucking Rolling Stone magazine and cut it out.
He could take it and go to a printer and get like 50 of them done for like not that much money probably.
True.
Yeah.
But it's just the one though. You need to keep sending back and forth.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, you mean it's the same cutout that keeps going back and
that
forth.
original cutout used to be. I mean, it was in Mexico. It was in Florida. It was with me at college. Went through the mail.
Was it laminated?
Yeah. Well, no, that one wasn't laminated. The new one is laminated. And he also did it to where now in the new one you could write something on it. Like every time I would send it to him, like it would say something like, "I bet you forgot about me, you son of a bitch."
That's pretty funny. I like
Yeah.
it. Should we get to the sections, or did you want to? One more thing you wanted to maybe talk about before we get to the sections.
What did I want to talk about?
Pranks.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit when we had Ariel on, and I didn't totally know exactly what you were talking about with all of them, but this guy was bothering me recently where his prank is, and I'm pretty sure it's a fake fart thing, but like he's just in the aisles of a Walmart farting on strangers, and they're rightfully getting angry.
Yes.
Like I don't get, like that's not a good
That's
prank.
what we were talking about. Like,
and
so
it's not funny.
It's not just one guy. It's a bunch of people who just act like just do things to people that would piss off anybody, and then put it online like, "Oh, can you believe this guy's reacting this way?" Well, who even knows that that's what their point is? But I guess it doesn't matter. And there's like, "Oh, if I get the likes and the interaction and the content, it doesn't matter what happens." But the whole idea is like you're just harassing people.
Well,
and they're just older people, and then people get these crazy reactions because, yeah, some guy, right, they don't know what you're doing, and you're walking up to them and like fake, even if it's fake farting, because they have that thing with like the
yeah, that's
button.
what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, because there's not like the one prank that this same guy had, and I don't even remember his name, and if I did, I wouldn't even want to give it any level of plug. But he like walks past the dude and was like, "Hey, how are you doing, ma'am?" The guy's like, "Ma'am."
Yes.
And
yeah, that's another one.
He's like, "I'm assuming your gender." And he's like, "Yeah, don't." What do you like? They end up like fighting.
Yeah,
but it's like I don't see the like it had so many views, and it's just like I don't see the humor in it. I don't see the like, and I think shit's like I have a wide variety of things that I think are funny. Like Jackass, I fucking love Jackass. I think Jackass is one of the funniest things in the world, but they're not like trying to, what this guy's basically doing is the scene in Fight Club when he's like, get into a fight and make somebody fight you and lose the fight.
That's exactly, yeah.
That's what they're doing.
It's a way less violent Fight Club.
Yeah.
It's Annoy Club is what it is. It's Perturb Club.
I even liked Boiling Point. Do you remember Boiling Point on MTV?
Boiling Point was great.
That was great, but
Because
it was more of like a social experiment.
Yes, 100%. Yes, I loved Boiling Point.
Yeah,
but I 100% agree about this, and I don't know. I don't even think it's. I think it's just I think it's like if you don't. I'm gonna make a blanketed statement. Like if you don't know what funny is, you think that's funny. You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
People like when they're like, because I bet you if you look in the comments of those videos, they're like, "Oh, bro's like, get out of my way, bro." Like it's like then people making those comments so they want to be involved in the video, and it's like they think it's funny. It's like if you think that's funny, you have you don't know what funny is. Are
you arrogant about what funny is ever?
No, I'm not. Normally, I'm not.
You're
Normally,
not.
I think funny is so subjective. I never comment on somebody who thinks that like this isn't. When people are like this isn't funny, I'm like, yeah, because comedy's subjective or whatever it is. But it's like.
But you do get a thing where you see something, and as somebody who's been in this business and made like comedy your life, when you see something that's popular and you're just like, man, how is this so popular?
100%.
How is this so funny to people?
And I think, that comedy is subjective kind of answers that. But I also think of things where it's like certain levels of funny. So it's like, think about how much your sense of humor has probably changed in the past 12 years, 11 years doing comedy. I think things that I would have laughed at before I started, I don't laugh out loud anymore at. And the things I laugh out loud at are like a little bit more, I don't say unique, or a little bit more like eclectic, and a little bit more like when a comic does a set now and I'm watching it, there's two words strung together make me laugh harder than anything else.
Like that they use because you've heard every premise.
Pretty
but
much.
It's like those two
and then
words
if you hear
together
your premise you haven't
silly.
heard, you're like, holy shit, that's good.
Yeah.
Because it's so hasn't been done before. So yeah, I think that. But I'm also like, if you think that, I don't know, there's like things that are they're like lighthearted funny or like G-rated funny. I think there's like cartoon, like you can watch a Pixar movie and think that's legitimately funny, even though I'm not losing my mind laughing. It's funny. But this thing is you're just annoying somebody and filming it and putting it online because it's public and you get away with it. And it's like this like weird like shithead mentality. It's like this weird like, I'm gonna like, oh, you're gonna freak out about that. I want to show how much of an old asshole you are by freaking out about this. But anybody in their right mind would be like, "What, dude? Like, mind your business. Leave me alone." Like, that's why I'm wondering where it happens. If you notice, a lot of those videos happen in Canada.
Really?
And happen in places I think they just put up with shit. Yeah, because I think if you were around here, you would get 4 seconds in with those videos before some dude, you pick the wrong person and you get punched right in the mouth.
Because most people are the wrong person around here.
Yeah, and it's not just New York. It's
Yeah.
You're in Boston, you don't see. I've never seen a guy be like, "Hey, I moved your car. Hey, I pissed on your car." And you would get murdered immediately. All those people have short fuses.
They'd be like, Tommy, Bobby, Maki, Ricky, this guy pissed on my fucking car. And then they all run out.
But you know what I mean? Like, they obviously, a lot of them, like a lot of those videos in Canada also, like we were talking about with Ariel on a previous episode, go check it out if you haven't, is there, a lot of them are fake.
There are
a lot of 90% of those things are fake.
I think a lot of them are baloney for sure.
Yeah.
Phony baloney.
Phony baloney, PB.
Let's get into our quick jerk here. I got a quick jerk for you, Sean. This is a very special edition of our quick jerk. This is our job interview style of quick jerk today. So they're just it's for the most part, I would say 90% of these questions are questions that you would hear on a job interview.
Okay.
Something that you haven't
But I have
been
to
on.
answer them immediately.
Correct.
It's like a very fast job. It's like speed dating, but a job interview.
They do speed job interviews, I think.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, they do.
I've never heard of that ever.
When was
in
the
my
last
life.
time you've been on a job interview, period? I rest my case. I rest my case. All right, Sean, let me know
Tell
when
people
you're...
what it is. Here we go. Quick jerk. These quick questions. These are job interview style questions. But I'm supposed to answer these as... Now, are you going to do the right thing? You're going to just ask me the question? Or
They're just job interview questions. I mean, I don't know what you want from me.
Okay.
They're like, they're just regular questions.
Okay.
It's nothing weird. You always think I'm trying to get you. You think it's always gotcha journalism, but that's just the paranoia that the right wing media that you listen to all the time has forced you to believe that Alex Jones makes you think it's always going to happen to you. It's not. All right.
It's also because of you, this is an aside. My girlfriend to this day still tells me that I'm a Evanescence fan because of you.
How can you see into my eyes? All right, you ready?
Yeah.
We should put that on for make the quick jerk a little more intense, but you just end up singing the whole song, sing along with the song, and you wouldn't answer my questions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the quick jerk. Sean, what are your 2 greatest weaknesses?
My 2 great, organization and concentration.
Do you have any strengths?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to know what they are?
Do you work well
Wait
in
a minute. If this is a job interview, shouldn't I be telling you what the strengths are?
It's job interview style questions.
But you asked for what the weaknesses were, but not what the strengths were.
Okay, give me one of your strengths.
I'm a loyal person.
Okay.
I show up on time. Punctuality, I'll be there. What, you want me at 9? Guess what? I'm coming in at 8. 8 a.m. I'll be there.
8 a.m.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Do you
I
work
mean, hypothetically.
Do you work well in a team atmosphere?
Yes, I do. I get along with people very well.
Okay.
I do. I have a lot of friends. They don't contact me most of the time, and I have times where I think most of them just kind of ask me, What are you doing tonight? Last minute. So I guess I'm like a second or third afterthought. This is actually getting depressing, but
Okay, that's fine. 3 dudes or 4 dudes?
3 dudes.
Okay.
Why? I mean, like group wise, how it would work?
Yeah. It's just you'd rather do like
Also,
3 dudes.
Well, I know there's gonna be something else to this because this is how you do this.
No, just 3 dudes or 4 3 dudes.
Yeah.
Cool. Length or girth?
You said length for what? It's a job interview question.
Okay. Would you take 6-pack abs for the rest of your life, but you lose your eyesight one day a week? Completely blind one day a week.
Wait,
But you have 6. But you're like jacked, like you're in great shape.
but I'm blind for one day a week.
One day, and you can't choose, and you never know which day it's gonna
No,
be.
I would not do that.
Okay. You can choose the day.
No, I wouldn't do it.
Okay. Finish.
Because I need to see every day. What about the one day you don't have eyesight, out of nowhere you see Aurora Borealis is in the sky, like there's something is happening.
Aurora, is that like a famous
Northern Lights
woman?
You know what Northern Lights are?
No, it sounds like a
I don't
porn
even know.
star. Areola Borealis. What's her name?
That would be a good porn star name.
Areola
I go
Borealis.
by area.
Okay. Finish these sentences.
She only works 3 months out of the year. Whenever Northern Lights are.
Finish these sentences. Work hard
Play hard.
to be the man.
You got to act like a man.
If you want to be somebody and you want to go somewhere, you better.
You better cut the bullshit. I don't even know. Are these actual real sayings?
White men can't.
White man can't wear braids.
Okay.
White man can't get dreads going.
Okay. Black men can't.
They can do whatever they would like in life.
They can.
They can do
Can't, they
whatever
can't.
they put their mind to. They can accomplish.
So black men
Can't
can't.
do nothing.
They can't.
Can't do nothing. Can't do anything. Can't do nothing. I don't
Okay.
know. One of them is a double negative.
How often do you give homeless people money?
Every 5th one. I used to have a thing where I was like, hey, if you're doing something, I'll give you but then I realized that's even worse than just giving everybody money.
Yeah.
I was like, well, this guy played music. What are you doing to get a little bit? And I'm like, that's way more elitist.
I'm the same way. There was a guy that used to be out there every single day, and I would give him my change from lunch when I was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And he would be out there in the freezing cold, and then one day I saw some new dude just arise down the street from him in the summer, and I remember I was being like, I'm gonna give my money to that guy, dude. You're only a fair weather bum.
Yeah. You're not dedicated to your
Yeah,
homelessness.
be dedicated to your credit. This guy is out here rain or shine.
And all he's doing is just finding shelter. He's doing the thing he's supposed to be doing.
He's actually better than
He's
the other
using
dude.
the money. He's
Oh,
like,
you're only out here to have fun in the sun and get a couple of quarters from me. Okay, 2 questions left on the
your
quick jerk.
homelessness is a real vacation. He's the spring break homeless guy.
How often do you manscape?
I don't really. Very rarely. It's yeah. And I you know what it is? I want to, and then my girlfriend is like, I don't care if you do, and I'm like, okay. And now I think I have this weird thing where I'm like, I think if I do it, she'll think I'm doing it for somebody else.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I'm really worried that I'm like, if I do it, she's gonna be like, why'd you do that? I'm like, well, I just wanted to myself. Also doing it on a regular basis, I'm too old for that. On a regular basis, I'm too old, I think.
Okay. Do you like apples?
How do you like them apples? I got a number. How do you like them apples?
There we go. And that's our quick jerk, everybody. Sean,
Do you like apples?
I got a number.
How do you like them apples?
You did pretty well.
Nice. Yes. Okay, let's hear
You
it.
did pretty well. Length or girth? You chose not to answer. Do you want to go back
Well,
and
you
answer
skipped it. Length.
that? Okay.
Is that a gay thing?
No, I was just curious. What do you prefer? If you're hooking up,
as far as it's a work question, so as far as offices are laid out, are they
No,
wide or
for-
are they long?
yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Fucking creep, yo. And it was
For your laptop, do you want a thick one or a thin one?
work hard, play hard. You got that correct. To be the man, I think you said you got to cut the bullshit.
No, you have to act like a man.
Oh, you have to act like a man. It was to be the man, you have to beat the man. It's Bret the Hitman Hart.
Right.
And then
okay.
if you want to be somebody and you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention, was the answer. That's from Sister Act 2.
I was kind of close, though. Mine's just more succinct.
You said you better cut the bullshit?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't let Whoopi Goldberg say that in the movie.
in the kids movie?
White men can't wear braids was better. They should have. That's what the movie should have been. It should have just been about a dude trying to wear a different hairstyle.
And I watched the reboot, and I liked it, and you did not.
I did not like it. And then, and you said black men can't do nothing. So
Well, I was trying to do a thing where they can do They can do anything.
Yeah.
Because you have to avoid sounding racist.
Sure, but instead you just came off real racist.
Well, what was the answer to the question then? Because let's hear what your answer is.
Huh? It was black men can't do no wrong.
That's what I meant.
You didn't say it.
Well, you told me before we started the answer to that question was swim. And I said, that's too racist. And you were like, yeah, but what are you going to do? It is what it is. That's what you said, like mafia stuff. It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's what I said.
Okay.
And give homeless people, you really give one every fifth person?
No. You know what it is? There is a thing about, I think there is a good mindset where it's like, if I have something, if I have change or I have $1 on me, I will. Not all the time, but I will sometimes. But if you notice, I'll be like, I will go into a place and go, hey, if I'm going to a pizza place, I'll get you a slice. Dude, 9.5 times out of 10, they go, nah.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, so it is for something kind of. Like we've gone and got this guy, like I got this guy like chips and stuff like that, and he was like, oh, awesome, thank you. Like it was like one of those kind of things. But if they're like no to food and the food's right there, I don't know. Even if it's something I'd be like, even if it's something you could save for later.
Yeah, but they don't want food because food doesn't help you sleep outdoors as good as drugs do.
Right. So I'm not. So I think the idea.
I don't want your pizza, dude. I just want to get high.
They used to say, don't give money to people in New York, homeless people in New York, because they'd be like, you give money to organizations that help homeless people in New York, and there's tons of them. Tons of them. So it's one of those things where it's like when I really think I'll give like change. But then people will be like, the same girl that walks around the West Village by the cellar, she's loopy, and she comes around, she goes, oh, excuse me, do you have a, and like, she's the type of person that I'm afraid to say no to her because I'm like, she's going to scratch my eyes out if I look at her wrong. Like, she has that kind of vibe. And the other day she asked me, and then I was going to Joe's. I was going to go to Joe's. I didn't go to Joe's, but I saw her twice in 30 seconds, and she asked me like she didn't know that I just said no to her a millisecond before. She was like, yeah. And so at that point, you're just on autopilot, and she's on drugs, and she's just walking around going, yeah. She's just saying it over and over again.
It does make me feel bad that I just zoom past sometimes, and I'll be like, no, I can't. And like, I don't treat them like they're human.
I do always say, even when I do have stuff on me, I go, sorry, I don't have any on me.
I say that.
And I think what it'll do is it cuts through the tension of somebody who would ignore them. I think they might start screaming at them or say something, because you can see them go, oh, it's all right. I've had that happen to you. You see the recognition on their face, and they go, it's okay. Like, but it could have gone the other way if you're like, no, and dismissive, and they go, fuck you then, and they freak out.
Do you know what actually, I was kind of lying to you because I didn't want to come clean about this, because some people don't love that I do this, but I do it, is normally in my book bag, I have a broken mirror and a bunch of $10 bills. So what I will do is if I find two homeless people that are like, near each other, I will drop a shard of the glass in between them, and I hold up the $10 bill, and I say only one can have this 10. And then I look at them both and I say, don't fucking try any flim flam where you're going to do splitsies on me.
You become the Joker, and that's it. We're going to have tryouts.
Some aggressive expansion. Yeah.
Yeah, that's evil. You're evil.
Oh, okay. You know what you are? Is you're just one of these snowflakes that doesn't like healthy competition. Like you just I bet you also think everybody should get a fucking trophy.
Participation trophy guy?
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
I bet you wish everybody fucking did, dude.
Listen, can I before we go to dude, you like this?
Nothing makes me mad as certain people get about things.
Oh. About that?
Like just anything.
Anything
ever.
It's one of them. Did you see the? It's a good thing to talk about. We could probably find a video of it too. Did you see the guy? All the people talking about Snoop Dogg. There's so many clips of. This is how you know it's an algorithm-based thing. There's Snoop Dogg has talked shit about Donald Trump like 15 times in the public, right? He's been like, "Fuck that guy," whatever. You know, he goes off, but then he did a new one where he was like, he had the video like down here, and he did one, and it must have caught the algorithm. And then I watched it on TikTok. 50 videos are like, Snoop Dogg, what is going on with you? Like, but they didn't do it before, but they did it for this video because it hit
like
so big.
He likes Donald Trump?
No, like he doesn't like Donald Trump.
Oh.
And then they're all like, we don't need you. And then they go
What did Donald Trump
and they
ever do to
found some photo of Snoop Dogg in a tutu, a pink tutu. And they go, you're a tutu wearing ass. You don't know what you're talking about. You're out of touch. Like you care about the people.
Yeah.
Well, go put your tutu back on. It's so dumb. And I'm watching. I'm like, who's worse, them or me for watching this? Like, I'll say this: the latter. The latter is.
It's you.
It's me for being the idiot. That's why it's like I'm a year away from a flip phone situation.
Oh, dude, I went down a big Michelle Obama has a penis rabbit hole. Have you done that?
Can we have a new section?
Sorry.
Sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I have opinions about that. Can we do a section on the show called Countdown to Flip Phone?
Yes.
And it's things like this that are going, I spent time on this on my phone.
Yes, I'm writing that down right now.
Yeah.
Countdown to flip phone. I love this.
Yeah, and what you just talked about is
Countdown to flip phone.
It's one of those things with the Michelle Obama has a penis thing. First off, it's the worst. It's the worst when you have somebody you know that I had a friend of mine, loosely based at this point, because this is the guy that I told you was sending me all the QAnon stuff.
Yeah,
and part of that was whatever that dumb frog is, the frog guy.
Oh, hello, my baby.
No. They had like a drawing of this frog that was a symbol for like QAnon or whatever.
Oh wow, I don't know about that.
And and then they send it to people. They'll be like, "You're in the club," or whatever it is. And he sent me all these, and one of them was this cartoon frog pointing or like grabbing like the crotch area of Michelle Obama in a photo. And I'm like, and this is a guy who like has a kid. I'm like, you're an adult with a daughter. You fucking scumbag. Like, it's one of these things where you're like, first off, like you just said, what is the point of all this? Why? You went down the rabbit hole. What's your take?
Well, she doesn't have a penis.
Right.
But also, if she did, she's doing a hell of a job.
But I'll even go as far to say she, like you said, she doesn't. She doesn't. So you know what? It's almost like that. The people who go into those things, they want you to have the response and go, even if she did, but she doesn't. That's factual. She doesn't. So stop being a scumbag. Stop being a piece of shit. Stop. It's a guy's wife. I love for all these guys that do that shit. All these QAnon guys. Why don't you put a picture of your wife on the internet,
or show us your dick.
Yeah. Let's see a picture of your crotch area that we don't think you have a fucking vagina.
Well,
whatever it is.
They're probably just creeps and want to see her vagina. I think they're trying to shame her into her showing her bird.
No, it's a racial thing, and I'm not. You know me. I'm not I'm not.
What do you mean it's a racial thing?
Meaning what they're implying is that she's mannish because she's like it's partially because she's black. I swear to God.
You think so?
Yes, 100%. That's what they're saying, but they can't come out right and go, we don't like her because she's black, even though they don't.
Yeah.
What they're saying is like she's built like that. She's built so she's athletic and has a penis, and it's supposed to be it's loosely based in this race-based shit, and you can pretend it's not that. But it's a tinge. It's exactly what it is. It's a tinge of that. It's like that. It's like a little bit, and it's not like it's very like it's very plausible they can turn around and go, what are you talking about? We're just talking about her having a penis. But it's also so batshit that way.
Yeah.
The pullback is, all right, well, believe me.
Well, the problem is even dignifying it with a response.
Yes.
It's like
us talking about it now even is like, it's such a catch-22.
But it is just so ridiculous. Like, it was such a ridiculous take where it's like, obviously she doesn't. And two, if she does have a dick, her husband's not the president anymore. He hasn't been the president for 8 years. Let's, like,
and they're still doing it, right?
You're like still trying to
yeah.
You're still trying to humiliate this person. And she probably, do you think she knows that people say that about her?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Think it hurts her feelings?
No, I think that they're in politics. I think they're probably so used to some evil shit has been said about the Obamas and even what's his name? You can go both ways with this. People that are like morons. That's why I wanted to do a thing. I wanted to make hats that said "Make politics boring again."
Yes.
To make America great again. And somebody's like, "That's a good idea." I never did it, but I'm like, can we go back to the time in the 80s when nobody wanted to watch C-SPAN and nobody cared about anything in politics? Even though, there's a lot of issues with that mindset as well. But it's one of those things where it's like the people that are doing all this stuff are like, that's the dumb side. When people are like, oh, all Trump's people are dumb. That's not true. But that side of things, it's like an angry, like aggro race, like quasi-racist side of things that it's like you're fueled by this and you're not thinking about. But I do think people involved in politics, I think that so much racist shit has been said about those people that this is probably they probably just throw it onto the heap and in the bonfire. You know what I mean?
I agree with that, and I agree that these politicians have such thick skin. I'm sure, but here's my hot take: is when you just said that about the hat, make politics boring again.
Yeah.
I think that politicians realized, before, when we all thought it was boring, when everybody kept their political opinions to themselves for the most part, when it was a taboo thing to talk about in public settings and public circles, I think that they were still getting away with a lot of stuff under our nose. I think then they realized if we ramp up our bases and keep our bases as divided as possible
teams,
and keep them arguing and keep it part of the conversation, it's somehow easy for us to fucking just blur the narrative and do whatever the fuck we want behind closed doors.
I think you're absolutely correct. And I don't think it was them making I think accidentally what happened with that was the Trump thing. So the Trump thing made it like, ooh, I know this guy. I know him from my favorite TV show.
Yeah.
Now I'm into politics because he's in politics.
Yeah.
Great. It's the same as everything else I do, like Sunday football and who's going to win American Idol and who's going to win on The Apprentice and who's going to win on The Bachelor. Same shit. But because they put it into the social construct of our everyday lives, now I can say the way you live your life over there is bullshit, and the way my guy says you should live it is, and we're going to call it "Make America Great Again" because it used to be way better. Yeah. So you're right, absolutely right. That's exactly it. It used to be a thing like, oh, guys, they're not even paying attention to us. We can. It's the military-industrial thing. We can do, the one, whatever you want to call it, the top tier companies, the Forbes 500, these guys, we can make ourselves more money because these guys, these idiots aren't paying attention. And now they're paying attention but the exact wrong way.
Yes.
And they used to be way more put together. And it used to be, and the other thing is, nobody wants to admit that it's a class thing. And it's, that's what's so funny about
now we're arguing, instead of talking about real issues, we're arguing, millions of people are arguing on the internet over whether or not a former first lady has a wiener.
I can't believe there's new videos. That's been going on for however many
years. I know, it's crazy.
You're right. It's like she's not even the first lady anymore. Also, guess what? I hate to break it to you. If she ran for president this coming up, say independent, she'd win.
I think so.
She'd 100% win. You say independent, maybe not, but it's one of those things where it's like if Joe Biden, if he brought her on the ticket as the vice president, he would win by a freaking landslide. Because it's so frustrating. Because it's like, and I'm not excluding myself from this conversation. Like, I shouldn't talk about politics. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I know enough that it's like, bring bar rules back. No politics, no religion. Mind your business. And mind your fucking business.
And if you don't if you know know that you don't know it all.
Know your ignorance. Know you're exactly right. Know your knowledge limit.
Like that's why,
100%.
like nothing worse than when somebody has like a couple of facts holstered and they're just coming at you. And you're like, dude, I didn't just read something today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do that once a month.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing where it's like I've had conversations with people about politics, and I go, they'll be like, Biden, he's ruining the country. I go, how specifically? And I really am asking the question because I'm like, I actually think Biden's too old and he should not be president.
Sure.
But I don't think Trump should be. But during Trump or either of them, it's like one of those things where you go, okay, what specific policies of Trump's did you love? And I'll give him 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 of Trump voters would not be able to tell you the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they know. I think they just, I don't think they would know.
Well, they have
the ins and outs of
they're all equipped with talking points, though. Their own bullshit talking points.
All
But,
right.
let's stop talking about this. Let's get to a dude you'd like this and GTFO.
And actually, I'm going to show this one first because it's kind of on topic. It's really funny to me. You ready?
This is mostly pictures of a shirtless Cuba Gooding Jr. on your phone.
Hold on,
Sean just pulled up his phone. It's all Cuba with his shirt off.
Because to put them in our jails, they didn't pay the electric bill. To put them, I like that much better. Oh, that's so much better. Those lights were brutal. They come from the dishonest press? No, get those lights off. Off. Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn them off.
What?
I turned him on.
So much nicer. No, that's the way we have to negotiate for our country.
So good. You know what's crazy? It's like him not. I like him when he's not president,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where it's like that is just like that and the paper straw bit when they had the Seinfeld music. That's legitimately funny that he started to chant "Turn off the lights" at his rally. He can say whatever. You have to admit that's impressive when you can do that and you're 50 points ahead in the polls. The guy's gonna be the nominee. He has investigations. He's gonna.
He was impeached.
Well, he was impeached. He wasn't taken out of office. Which is there's a difference. There is a difference because Clinton was impeached as well.
Yes, but
That's
he
the
didn't
trial.
rerun. It was at the end of his shit. This guy is like acting like nothing happened.
It's almost like there's no. He can say whatever he wants. He could say anything. And
He just did that's frat boy energy.
he just said, "Turn off the lights," and they started chanting.
That's like, dude, hey, McNulty, we're out of beer, bro. We're out of beer. Get more kegs. Get more kegs.
He could start a thing going, "No fat chicks" at his rally, and that'd be his next slogan. It'd be on people's lawn signs.
He's 100% done it. He's also extremely George Costanza like when he like talks about women. Like you look at him and then he's like, "She's a fat cow," and it's like, what? Look at you, dude.
Look at you.
Yeah.
That is true. I like you call George Costanza.
Yeah, you're built like a mushy potato.
You're built like a Russian nesting doll. So I thought that was hilarious.
That is so funny. And you have one more dude you'd like this?
I do. It's not a funny one. It's more. I think we get a conversation out of this. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
The best moment in cinematic history, not just in my career, but in cinematic history. Men around the planet, for the first time in history, were able to cry together.
So, it's a very quick one. Let me explain it real quick for the listeners. That's a video of Vin Diesel being interviewed for a junket after whatever Fast and the Furious Paul Walker died on. I guess that's a junket after it. And it's Vin Diesel telling the interviewer that the goodbye scene between him and Paul Walker when they're in the cars is the greatest moment in cinematic history. I feel like when he said that and that video got released, Martin Scorsese should have had a heart attack. Francis Ford Coppola should have just jumped out a window.
Well, you know my favorite part about all those Fast and the Furious movies is what they've become
And what they were?
and the fact that slowly everybody got in on the bit, and now there are very few people that aren't in on the bit of the Fast and the Furious, and one of them is Vin Diesel.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And that's proof positive right there.
Yeah.
He called they're both in like racing cars, and they're just nodding to each other and saying goodbye, and they drive off in different directions. And he called it the greatest moment in cinematic history.
Because do you know why though? Because men were allowed to cry together.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, have you seen Field of Dreams, asshole?
I'm like, it's one of those things
If
where
you
it's
put
like,
on the Field of Dreams video now, I'll fucking cry. Do you know what I'm saying?
what would you do if you were with your dad and you guys watched that scene together and he started crying? If your dad started crying, that was your dad's Field of Dreams, was Fast and the Furious. Here's the thing,
Dad,
man.
did you really like Paul Walker? It's like, yeah, I just loved Into the Blue when he was a surfer.
Do you realize the level, like the level of ego in that situation? Like, do you realize how?
You think Vin Diesel has an ego? I mean, he's a guy that lives his life quarter mile at a time.
And that's why it's such a great clip, because I'm sitting there going, as the levels that it's insulting on is insane. Like, first off, it's like, stop telling me as a man when I can cry.
Yeah.
And then also it's a thing where it's like, as a movie person, you should not be allowed to make any more movies after saying that in a junket.
Yes.
You don't have an understanding of film and your pink and the littlest part of your pink. That's insane to say that unironically to an interviewer, that this is the greatest moment in cinematic history.
Not to mention,
Movie history, whatever
they
you say.
also just won't let him be dead in the franchise.
Right.
They
We
we
mentioned that with
talked about
DeVito.
that when DeVito was here.
We did.
Like, he just keeps there'll be like, Brian's gonna be here in 10 minutes. His flight got delayed. Oh, hey, Brian's taking a shit again. It was just like an excuse every time.
Brian Irish exited again the party. But it's also a thing where what's worse, because I do think everybody was like, well, they handled that really well, but they do put themselves in that thing where they have to mention them at least once a movie now, and it's always that last scene or something. It's never like before that usually.
Like, you'll see his car pull up. Like, oh.
Yeah, they did that once, and another time on the last one. But also, I think there's only 2 more left, right? Or there's 2 more left.
There's one more left.
Oh, there's only 1 more left. Whatever it
knows
is.
with these guys?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there'll be spin-offs. Like
Did you
crazy.
watch the most recent one?
Yeah. The one before it was better.
Yeah, the most recent one was pretty bad, but it got salvaged by the end credit scene.
Which was what? Which is, I forget what it was.
The Rock.
What? That's why they're doing this, because they won't make movies together for this franchise. That's why they did back to the Hobbs and the Shaw one.
Did you not see the Fast 10?
Fast 10? I mean, yes, I did see it. What happens with The Rock?
Did you not see what happened in the end credit scene?
The Rock shows up.
Yes. That's
Right.
awesome.
He's in the movies.
I know that. But he wasn't going to do the movies because him and Vin Diesel had a beef, but now he's coming back for the final one.
But Vin Diesel won't be in that one.
Yes, he will.
I think there's 2 more left. Is there not? Am I wrong about that?
Doesn't matter. He's still going to
It
be a part
doesn't
of the-
matter if there's 2 more.
Sean P.
If
Donnelly.
you smell what The Rock's been filming.
You are on. Didn't The Rock just get in trouble for something?
He said that, no, I don't know. I was going to make up something. I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm glad we're firing on all cylinders here at the end of the episode.
yeah.
He was gonna. I'm
Yeah,
gonna try and make something up, but I'm fucking
I'm
tired.
word drunk.
It's raining. I'm sad. I have
No.
seasonal depression.
I don't think he did get in trouble. I don't know. I didn't hear about it if he did. And I feel like if he did, they'd be like, not, like he's so famous. It'd be like the
He really
number
is.
one news thing. But here's the thing. I think there's 2 more left. And if I had to guess, the next one would be he's in it. And then the final one, Vin Diesel's in it.
Well, they're gonna be like, so their stories are gonna be separate.
Right. That's what I mean.
So I think you might have been right. I think this was your take, or it might have been Sean Murphy's take. Is Time travel.
No, it was mine.
That was you.
Somebody. Well, no, that was Saint Germain's maybe. But why would it be time travel?
Do you not remember Fast 10 at all?
Kinda.
Vin Diesel was about to get blown up, him and his kid. All
Yeah.
those bombs that Aquaman put there.
Oh, so you think they're gonna? You think that they're gonna bring it in for the last one, last couple? Time
And I
travel.
think The Rock's going to have to help them go back in time.
Maybe it'll be like that would be fucking awesome. Like, you know how excited I would be if that's the
Yes.
case? If they Back to the Future it and make it like with elements of Back to the Future in it,
And
because there's cars involved, and they they do it in a DeLorean, dude.
that's what I'm saying.
Dude, do you realize how huge it'll make? It'll make $1 billion in the first week.
Yeah, dude, it'll be awesome.
That's
I mean, Fast and the Furious is great because it's
and
like
they're both Universal. That's what it is, dude. I guarantee you. If they don't do this, they're idiots.
if Fast 11, the next Fast and the Furious, starts off with don't need money, don't take fame, don't need a credit card. It's just a little bit of power of love.
And then I don't know where to like right to records it's like it's like a thing that there'll be some like rap rock thing like
Yeah.
don't need money. Don't need money. It's power of
If
love.
you just hear Huey Lewis in the News bumping, and you know that it is the Fast and the Furious Back to the Future mashup movie that we've all been wanting for the last 5 minutes we've been talking about it. Don't need a credit card to ride this train.
I would freak. You would have. They must be doing it. You must be right.
People don't talk about Huey Lewis enough.
But Huey Lewis in Mensa.
Really?
A lot of people know that. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. You
A
said?
lot of people know that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't. I guess I'm big. I guess I'm not in Mensa because I didn't know that. So I'm a big stupid ass idiot that I don't know about Huey Lewis, who's in the movie Duets, by the way, guilty pleasure film of mine, where Gwyneth Paltrow plays his daughter and
like
he
karaoke, right?
secretly kind of wants to fuck her, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. I never saw it. Duets.
We should watch together sometime.
I'm busy. All right, let's wrap this bad boy up
With a bow.
with a bow. With
You know
a
we gotta
bay-
talk-
wrap it up with a bay.
You know what we got to talk about next week?
I'm kind of in a dumb mood. What?
Me too. Let's get some food. But
Yeah.
you know what we got to talk about next week?
What?
Love is Blind.
Oh yes.
I think we got to
there's a new
do
episode Friday.
the countdown to the flip phone.
Yes, countdown to flip phone. We can do another quick jerk. We can do more duties like this.
And I also have another idea I'd like to propose.
What's that?
I think we should practice acting on the show.
You want to do scenes?
Let's do scenes.
All right, let's do. What would you call it? The jerk method?
The jerk method.
Yeah, like the yeah.
Yeah. Everything with jerk
Everything-
sounds
it
very
sounds-
masturbatory.
You can't escape
All right,
it.
let's get out of here. Let's do a man shake.
Check us out, guys. Check the clips out on YouTube. Check at
Yeah.
Shoney Time at Ray
At Ray
Zawodni. Got the
Zawodni.
name.
And what are you doing this weekend? You got big shit
ooh,
popping this
oh
weekend. We
my
gotta
God.
plug. It's plug time.
It's plug time. If you're in the Raleigh area, I will be at Neptune's Comedy at Neptune's in Raleigh at 7 p.m. on Sunday. I'm doing a thing. We call them specials, Ray. Everybody's doing their YouTube thing. They're just trying to make their own TV channel on their
fuck you
YouTube,
doing?
and so it's gonna. I'm filming myself a half hour. I'm gonna throw it on there. My buddy at Rizome Records, my buddy Jeremy's filming it. The guys that run Neptune Comedy are awesome. I'm gonna be taping it. Sunday, October 1st at 7. If you know somebody who lives in Raleigh, I need the whole crew to come out for this thing. It's going to be
Because it is a special. It's not just some little bullshit to throw up on YouTube like he was downplaying. It is a culmination of all the hard work that this guy puts in. So definitely go out and check it out. It's going to be funny as hell. Sean Donnelly never disappoints on stage.
Oh my God! Thank you so
Unless
much.
you were like real loaded the night before. But and catch me next week, October 4th. I will be headlining the Ruby Room in New Hampshire.
Ooh, fantastic! Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye
Night.
bye.